exactly what I think.
When they wouldn't give me a job when I was in California because I didn't speak Spanish, they wouldn't rent and
What she's saying is her experience living in California, how Latino people purposely excluded black people. I want y'all to keep that in mind. Purposely excluded us. You know, when they get in charge and they get stuff, we embrace people, let them in. They purposely exclude us. Go look at your HBCUs right now. Go ahead.
apartment to me because I was not Hispanic. I would have to send in a friend to go in and say, hey.
Wow.
I sent in a friend who was Latino who would go in there and then they say, yes, we have apartments available. But when I went in, they said, we don't have any.
Interesting.
And this happened.
You see the prejudice?
Countless
But this
times.
is human nature, right?
It was even in the college. When I went I applied for San Diego State and the community college there in Chula Vista. They gave me a hard time. I had to go to Miramar, where the population was more Caucasian, Asian, to be able to get in. Even honor students, they had, each time they had more barriers.
So this is a real life example of what happens when Latinos get power and they get influence. They lock us out. And I remember my mother telling me stories about the issues she had at LAUSD, because at that time when she was a school teacher, you had a lot of El Salvadorians and Mexicans coming up to the United States. And I remember having the little ESL classes, and like they would always have like an aide teaching the little kids, and then my teacher would have to spend her time over there. So we got less instruction time because they had to tend to kids who might be 4th, 5th, 6th grades that they didn't even speak English. Now keep in mind, it was our tax dollars paying for that, but they were literally trying to push the black kids out and make room for the Hispanic kids. And I mean, you know, that's not fair. Just straight up, it's not fair. If your family has been paying taxes and property taxes for decades to get these schools right and get them where they are, and then somebody just shows up and they just enroll them in school, that's not fair. You see what I mean? You paid literally hundreds of thousands of dollars over 10, 20, 30 years. And now your kids, it's time for them to get an education, and somebody else is still in the teacher time. Resources are limited.
To stop me from being able to get
But
in.
this is human nature,
So they create
right?
that.
This is human nature, how human nature works. And this is why I'm saying white Americans and black Americans matter, because they've been in the country longest.
Yeah.
So these other groups that have just come subsequent.
White Americans and black Americans matter because they've been in the country longer. I'm going to tell y'all something. And y'all might not like what I say, okay? But for all you black folks out there, you have more in common. Those of you all who've been in America and who have families in the United States, you have more in common with a typical white American than you do with somebody who might be your skin color, who's fresh off from their own country. Just culturally, they're different. They're not American. So I just want you to keep that in mind. I'm not saying you need to go cozy up to white folk. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying as far as what your values are, what you believe in, your hierarchy of needs, you have a lot more in common with white Americans than you do with folk who just got here. I'm just saying. Just keep that in mind. We've been here for hundreds of years. You see? So you just have to ask yourself, you know, what's in your best interest? Just what's in your best interest? That's all I'm asking you. What's in your best interest? I tell y'all to vote your interests all the time. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not saying racism is going away. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying you got a lot more in common with folk. You can be on the same page with people like that. I'm not saying everybody who comes over here is not somebody you can get along with. I'm just saying it seemed to me, you know, we got a lot of people over here that just showed up after the 1965 immigration bill popped up, and black folks and white folks had our issues, but it seemed to me like we had been working those issues out. It was hard, it was difficult, but we fought wars together. We defended this country together. We have the same culture together. Hell, most white folk got a little black in them, and most black folk got a little white in them. I'm just saying. And on top of that, we eat each other's food. We speak the language. I'm just saying. And when you start bringing folk over here from El Salvador and some of these Arabian countries and so on and so forth, it looked like it looked like things get sparked up because they're not helping. Because a lot of them want to kind of team up. A lot of them want to try to run up next to white folk and then pick on black people. Like that's the thing to do. I'm just saying. I'm just saying what I'm saying. It's an observation. It is what it is. But and I also think that we benefit as Americans from getting some of these people that are not supposed to be here out of here because there's less competition for college admission. There's less competition for jobs. These jobs are going to get done. You understand me? These jobs are going to get done. These roofs are going to be put up on these houses. These lawns are going to be cut. You understand me? These fruit are going to be picked. Whether or not, shout out to Yvette Tucker. Thank you so much, Yvette. We're going to get it done. And anybody that doesn't think that we can rely on our American ingenuity to get stuff done, they just foolishness. Do y'all know that they have machines that pick cotton now? So I'm sure they can convert those machines to pick some of this fruit. And these people are going to have to innovate. Things are going to have to happen. But it's going to get done because this is America and this is a place where we innovate and where we get things done. So I'm just saying, just think about it. Y'all say what you want to say, but I think we as Americans are going to be all right and we'll be just fine without all these people who have come here illegally, not here. Just think about that. Y'all hit the number one button. Let's
went to the 1964 Immigration Act. They're trying to get their foothold in America. But we Black Americans and white Americans should be priority because we
Black Americans and white Americans should be a priority. See, this is what happened when you keep on messing with black folks. You see, now you got black folks saying, you know what, hell with that. Let me go ahead and stop being cool with this and start speaking the truth. Black folks and white folks, meaning black people and Black Americans and white Americans need to be a priority. You understand me? Putting Americans first. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with making America great. You understand me? Putting it back on the path it should be on. Instead of being $38 trillion in debt, all these doggone politicians stealing money and getting kickbacks and getting rich. Shout out to Liliana McDonald. I don't have a problem with it because we live here. And you folks who are from Europe, you ain't goddamn going back, excuse my language. You're not going back to Ireland. You're not going back to Poland. You black folks, you're not going back to Nigeria from 300-400 years ago. They don't want you. This is our country and we need to make it the best it can be. And the best thing to do is get these people who are detractors. They don't like being in America. They talk bad about America. They take the money here they make in America and they send it back to their country. All the while they plan on leaving there. So they never really want to put roots up. Many of them on Social Security. It takes a while to get them up and going. They never really adjust to the culture. And look, I'm all for a little culture here and there. Okay, but we have a culture. It's an American culture. And it's well developed and it's been this way for years. We just started letting these people over here in 1965. And that seems like a long time to a lot of you young folk up in here. But in relative terms, it's not a very long time. But before that, it was just black people and white people. You had Native Americans, you had a few Hispanics, you had a 3% Hispanics, you had less than 1% Asian, and we were on our way. But at that time, we had a great educational system. We were sending people to the moon. Okay, we were winning wars. Not that that's a good thing. I'm just saying, morale was up. So I mean, it's just something to think about. And I'm all for people who want to be in this country, who love this country, who appreciate this country, who appreciate what our ancestors fought and died for. However your ancestors got here, where they immigrated here, where they walked up here, where they were brought here on the hulls of ships. We're here now. And we have an obligation to make it the best it can be right here in America. And we don't want people over here talking bad about America and just disrespecting it. Yeah, America's not perfect, but damn, we're better than some of these other places. How about Russia? Would you like to be in Russia or China? Go down to Mexico right now. Go any of these other places. There's a reason why people are running up through the borders and breaking in our country trying to get here. Shout out to Solomon 31321. Thank you so much. But again, when you keep pushing black folk at the end of the day, you're going to start hearing this. But let's
It's been here
continue.
since the 1600s, since its founding. We should be Yeah, you can get your group thing going, but this is human nature, okay? But it's about heritage. It's about how long we've been in the country, and we are the descendants of the ancestors who's been here since the founding of America. We should not be second rate. We should not be second class citizens because our ancestors paid the price already to help build America. Am I right?
Our ancestors paid it forward, and then somebody jumped in line and got our little cup of Starbucks coffee. How about that? Okay, let me stop. Let me stop. I'm gonna get back. But our ancestors paid it forward for us, and then somebody else came and jumped in line. That's not fair to you. That's not fair to us. They can go back to their own country for that. They have their own countries, their own land. You see them with their little flags out. Let them go to their own countries. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the broadcast. This is Uncle D. People wash their ass in the tub. Kamala Harris.
You were tuned in to Uncle D. This black man talk. Pull up, homie, take a seat. Don't be a shadow watcher every day. You learn something, then you earn something. Let them know and drop some money in the plate. It's getting cold, ladies, talking ratchet. There's a king here, grab your coat, zip your jacket. Keep quiet for a second, close your jaw. Attorney Spurling, this ain't pearly, know the law. Talking Constitution, pushing pins when he shooting, give him that. Masculinity, just for the record, sprinkle that. You can keep your cat, gotta cut it. Only cat he rubbing, gotta love it. I call it Holly Buddy. Gotta vote your interest, voting earns. Presidential, this is for the money that I earn. When you gon' learn, my people, that evil mixed with evil. No matter what you're doing, baby, this ain't equal. Sometimes when you're special, you get hated. The test is for the best, you're damn right, my people made it. Uncle D, Blizzard King, you been served, gotta notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now.
Hey man, I'll do what I do.
Somebody need to whip your ass.
Get up and whip him, Sweets.
Hey, don't be putting the money in my hand all rough.
Take your ass out here. You buy you a Flowbee and cut your own damn hair from now on.